She said it, maybe not in those exact words, but you heard it clearly. I think of you as a friend, or the classic, I don't want to ruin what we have. And just like that, every conversation you replayed, every moment you mistook for something more, every time you told yourself she's just not ready yet, it all collapses into one brutal truth. You have been friend-zoned. And right now, you are feeling one of two things. Either the quiet sting of rejection you are pretending doesn't hurt, or the desperate urge to try harder, to prove yourself, to change her mind, to be so available and so good to her that she eventually sees you differently. Both responses will make things worse. Here is what actually works. Today, I am giving you 4 honest, psychologically grounded steps that will either completely change the dynamic or free you from a situation that was quietly draining you. Either outcome is a win. Let's get into it. Number 1, stop auditioning immediately. The friend zone is not a location. It is a perception, and that perception was built slowly, consistently, by one thing: you behaving like a man who needed her approval to feel valuable. Every time you dropped everything for her. Every time you agreed with things you didn't believe. Every time you swallowed your attraction and pretended to be satisfied with friendship, you were auditioning, performing for a role she was never casting. And here is the psychology. People do not feel attraction for those who are endlessly accommodating. They feel comfortable with them. Comfort and attraction are not the same emotion. Comfort is what you feel toward a favorite couch. Attraction requires an element of uncertainty, the feeling that this person has options, standards, and does not need your validation to move through the world. The first thing you must do is stop the performance. Completely. No more being available at all hours. No more prioritizing her above yourself. No more pretending you are fine being just her friend when you clearly want more. You cannot change her perception of you while you are still confirming it daily. Number 2, reintroduce yourself with boundaries. Most men make a catastrophic mistake after being friend-zoned. They either disappear dramatically, which looks like punishment, or they stay exactly the same, hoping she changes her mind. Neither works. What actually shifts perception is a quiet, confident recalibration. You begin showing up differently, not coldly, not with games, but with the kind of grounded boundaries that signal, I know what I want, and I respect myself enough not to settle for less. This means you stop being the emotional support system she calls at midnight. You stop being the first person she texts when something good happens. You create natural space, not manufactured distance, by genuinely investing in your own life more than you have been. When you do this, something interesting happens. The dynamic shifts. The comfort she felt around you gains a new edge. She begins to notice your absence in a way she never noticed your presence. Attraction often begins exactly where constant availability ends. Number 3, build a life so compelling. She becomes curious. Here is the deepest truth about the friend zone. It is almost always created by a man whose entire emotional world revolves around one woman, and women can feel that gravitational pull, and it repels rather than attracts. The most powerful thing you can do right now is become genuinely, authentically busy with your own growth. Not as a strategy, as a necessity. Your fitness, your career, your friendships, your purpose, the version of yourself you have been postponing while you waited for her to notice you. Build that man now. Because here is what happens psychologically When a woman watches a man she friend-zoned begin to genuinely flourish without her, the narrative in her head shifts. He was supposed to be safely in the background. He was supposed to stay available. And now he is out here, building something, laughing with other people, moving with direction and energy she has never seen from him before. That shift in her perception is not guaranteed to make her develop feelings, but it is the only thing that ever has. Your growth is not a manipulation tactic. It is the only honest move available to you. Number 4, make a clean decision and mean it. This is the hardest step, and it is the most important. You need to decide clearly and honestly whether this friendship is something you genuinely value on its own terms, not as a waiting room for something more, not as a position from which you can eventually change her mind, but as an actual, standalone friendship that you would be grateful for even if nothing ever changed. If the answer is yes, stay. Show up as a real friend without the hidden agenda. That hidden agenda is felt, by the way. Women sense it, and it is part of what keeps you in the zone you are trying to escape. If the answer is no, and for many men it honestly is no, then the most self-respecting thing you can do is create real distance. Not angrily, not with a speech. Simply redirect your energy toward your life and toward women who are actually available and interested. Staying in a situation that consistently reminds you of what you cannot have is not loyalty. It is self-punishment. Choose yourself, clearly, completely, without apology. 4 steps. 1 principle. Stop auditioning. Reintroduce yourself with boundaries. Build a life worth being curious about. And make a clean, honest decision about what you actually want. The friend zone only has power over men who have placed one woman above their own self-worth. Remove that power by becoming so focused on your own growth that the question of where you stand with her becomes genuinely secondary. That is not bitterness. That is freedom. If this hit home, like this video and subscribe. We are here every week with content that gives you real clarity. Comment below. Have you ever successfully navigated out of the friend zone? Tell us how. The Brotherhood wants to know. Watch the next video on screen. It connects directly to this one. Know your worth. Keep building. See you next time.